Rolex les presenta Música.
Llevar a escena una ópera es un reto enorme. Cientos de personas se implican hasta que está lista para su estreno.
I think what makes a great opera, obviously, is a great story.
And then you have to have a composer who knows how to use music in order to tell a story.
We created this production pretty much around the idea of a boxing ring.
I think that there's over like 400 costumes.
¿Cómo se da vida a la música y la historia de una ópera contemporánea? Nos adentramos en los bastidores de la Metropolitan Opera House de Nueva York y desvelamos qué hace falta para presentar la revolucionaria ópera Champion. Presentación de la novedosa Champion de la Metropolitan, primer asalto. En el corazón de toda ópera apasionante siempre hay una gran historia. Esta es la verdadera y dolorosa historia de uno de los mejores boxeadores de todos los tiempos que llegó a Nueva York en los años 50. Emile Griffith. El boxeador de las Islas Vírgenes de Estados Unidos esconde un secreto. Lleva una doble vida y es bisexual. Un adversario en el cuadrilátero, Benny Kid Barrett, lo descubre y profiere insultos homófobos contra él antes de un combate en 1962. Mientras están en el cuadrilátero, se desencadena una de las grandes tragedias de la historia del deporte. Emile Griffith deja a Barrett en coma y este muere 10 días después. Emile fue perseguido por la culpa durante el resto de su vida. Esta trágica historia inspiró al compositor para escribir la ópera Champion.
The line that really gets me is like, you know, I killed the man and the world forgave me, but yet I love the man and the world wants to kill me. It's something that makes the whole story unfortunate in a way.
I killed a man and the world forgives me. I love a man.
Well, at the core of this story, to me, it's about two things. It's about redemption and forgiveness. And the forgiveness part is forgiving yourself.
El trompetista de jazz Terence Blanchard, ganador de 6 premios Grammy, escribió la obra. Considerado como una de las grandes voces de la música estadounidense contemporánea, compone las partituras del cineasta Spike Lee.
In this piece, you're going to hear a lot of different things. You know, we call it an opera and jazz because, you know, I'm using a lot of jazz elements. But we have calypso, we have sambas, you know, we have even some street beats, if you want to call it that. If I'm going to be a contemporary composer, then all of this is possible DNA for a composition. All of it, everything in our cultures, from all around the world.
La ópera muestra al campeón del peso welter en diferentes etapas de su vida a través de escenas retrospectivas, y eso supone un reto para el equipo creativo. Cuando el director de escena y el escenógrafo se reúnen, tienen que definir cómo debe ser el mundo que quieren crear.
I think the thing that I find these days with new operas and composers who want to do opera, they're more influenced by film than they are by theater. So it's very rare to do a new opera that doesn't have 20 scenes at least.
Para dar vida al diseño, utilizarán una caja modelo, una especie de casa de muñecas. Es una versión en pequeño del aspecto que tendrá el decorado. Ayudará al diseñador a tomar decisiones importantes sobre el escenario y la luz.
Honestly, the easiest part is figuring out what it's going to look like. With a thing like this, you've really got to start with the way it moves. Because the way a set moves can't be an encumbrance.
No es el tipo de ópera en el que bajamos el telón y lo quitamos cuando tiene lugar la siguiente escena. No se detiene, debemos elaborar todas las transiciones con mucho cuidado.
Emile Griffith, is that you?
Wants to know.
It's me, Mommy.
Los decorados se construyen en el taller de escenografía y carpintería. La Metropolitan tiene su propio taller, espacio donde un equipo de artesanos lo hace todo, desde la carpintería hasta la soldadura y la pintura. En esta producción, el gran telón pintado a mano es el elemento que atrae la atención.
That's a big stage. We work big, we're versed in working big. You sort of need to have in mind that from a distance, color, value, texture, sheen, temperature, you need to crank all that up a certain amount.
Dar vida a los personajes de manera visual es una tarea importante para el diseñador de vestuario. En la Metropolitan, más de 100 artesanos trabajan en la confección de miles de trajes y pelucas cada temporada. El premiado diseñador de vestuario Montana Levy Blanco empezó a trabajar en Champion un año antes de que comenzaran los ensayos. Su trabajo conlleva imaginar el vestuario, elegir las telas y trabajar con los artesanos.
What you see here is, I guess some would call like our war wall. I think that there's over like 400 costumes, and so it's really helpful for us with these scenes with many, many people. It's really helpful for us to see everybody as a collective. So what's really beautiful about Champion is that it's a memory piece, right? And so we are thrown back into these very visceral, real, alive memories throughout Emile's life. So one of the first is a carnival in the Virgin Islands in the late 40s. The second is a 1950s cabaret drag bar called Hagen's Hole. And the third really interesting space is kind of this male-dominated, masculine gym space. So I think that that's what's really special about Champion is that it's an amalgam of all these worlds that you might not normally have access to, and Champion allows us to present that on the stage in a really beautiful and engaging way. The research that we are working from, one of the really special things about being at the Met is that they have relationships with kind of antique jeweler vendors, and so we're able to kind of use vintage stuff when in processes where you wouldn't probably normally be able to use vintage. So kind of like right now in the process, I think that we have our basic infrastructure, right? And then we gotta like put like the sprinkles and the frosting.
Algunas funciones exigen grandes sacrificios.
Good morning. I'm Speedo. I've been training for the Mets champion for about a year. Come watch me train.
El bajo barítono Ryan Speedo Green, que interpreta al pugilista, perdió 40 kilos para ponerse en forma. La impactante historia del campeón de boxeo forma parte del compromiso de la Metropolitan de ampliar el repertorio y llegar a nuevos públicos.
when you're doing a modern work, a new work, there's so much that goes into even unprecedented territory of how you're going to present it. Like, I mean, even I think about today, you know, we have huge dance numbers in this piece, more so than probably any opera that the Met has done in a long time.
No way!
You know, my entire career up to this point has been about breaking preconceptions. You know, I come from a trailer park in Virginia, and the fact that I'm singing at one of the greatest opera houses in the world, it's a big deal. But now I think with this opera champion, I have the opportunity to break the preconceptions of opera goers, of opera fans, of what opera can be.
Ready, ready, ready. Ready for the fight and ready for anything. Ready, ready, ready.
This is not just an opera. I mean, there's so much involved. There's dance. I mean, there's a parade on stage, stilt walkers. I mean, it's amazing to look at, it's amazing to listen to, and it's even more amazing to feel these kinds of stories. I'm hoping that the audience will say, you know what? This is beyond our wildest dreams.
I'm very proud to be able to have people experience something that will open their eyes to this art form, which will allow them to do more investigation and have more experiences themselves.
En el segundo asalto, en el próximo episodio de Música, seguiremos de cerca el emocionante proceso de ensayos hasta la noche del estreno.
Rolex les ha presentado Música.